haven't done a live for a while, so voila. I want to talk to you today about control, and I've been delivering some training, so fresh on my wall is what I want to talk to you about today. Right, control and change. Those two things really go hand in hand like peanut butter and jelly. So control and change is what I want to talk to you about, and the fact that organizational change is really difficult for many people to understand, get a grasp of, and to really deal with, from an individual level. So I have a really good tool that I often share with my coaches, and I'm going to share with you today. And I was delivering training, so it's fresh on my whiteboard. I would like you, when you are ready, or just dump it on a piece of paper. Actually, take my glasses off. Dump it on a piece of paper, get a pen and paper ready, and draw a little circle in the middle. Then expand a slightly bigger circle on the outer circle, and then your third circle even larger. Now I want to tell you what these circles are. Circle number 1 talks to control, and teeny on purpose, because of the fact that we often have tiny control over change that happens to us, or that's either imposed on us or even planned change, especially from an organizational perspective. Okay, and then the larger circle here talks to influence, and often we have far more influence than we realize as well. And then the final circle talks about the lack of control and the lack of influence that we usually have on change, or things which are imposed on us as well. So for this activity, I'm going to do a bit of a video, but I thought I'd go live now. So for this activity, I would like you to write down all of the things that you have control over on your piece of paper, or go out on a butcher's paper if you have one as well. So write down all of the things that you have control over in relation to whatever change that you're trying to deal with or address. And then in the wider circle, write down everything that you can potentially have influence over. Dump it all, just freestyle brain dump. That's what it is. No judgment, not at all. Now, when change happens, there's a lot of things that we have no control and no influence over. So write that down on your piece of paper as well. Now, if I was coaching you, I would ask you to explain to me all of the things that you have control over, and you're going to tell me blah, 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 blah. Then, as your coach, I'm going to ask you, all right, so what action are you going to take, and what are you going to do about whatever you have control over? And then, everything that you've written for, everything that you have influence over in relation to whatever change that you're addressing, I hope you've had some aha moments in your brain dump, because guaranteed, we as human beings have far more influence than we give ourselves credit for. So if I was working with you and coaching you, I would ask you about all of those things that you've written down, and how you can translate them from ideas to actual action, and what you can do about it. Okay? And then in the last circle, all of the stuff that you've done that you have no control and no influence over. If I was working with you, we would have a conversation about all of that, and ask you why that is, why you perceive you have no control, no influence over it. And then I would work with you to address and consider placing strategies to detach from those things that you have no control and influence over. Because you see, the thing that people get the most stuck when it comes to organizational change, or culture change in organizations as well, is all of this shit that we have no control and influence over, but people really stress out about it. So if you look at it from that perspective, then consider how you can step back and look at it from a perspective of everything that you have control over, all of the wonderful things that you can influence, and then all of the things that you don't have control and influence over. Now, if you want to read more about this is Stephen Covey's Control, Influence, and Concern model. So concern is the things, that people stress over, all of the things that you have no control and influence over. Have a look at it for yourself, and for whatever change you might be addressing. It could be organizational change, or it could be life change. And man, last year and this year is full of change. So how you deal with change, that's up to you. This one tool is one amazing tool that I share with my coachees. I wish you well in your change. And as always, if you've got any questions, let me know. And ciao for now.